Okay, so good morning, everybody. My name is Bahng. I am from Iowa State University. I teach at ISU, and I have additional co-collaborators who were part of this study, and they are who are not present: Athena, Jiang, Coffman, Mack, Shelley, and Stephen Gilbert, and Stephen Fieffer, and Omar Adudagga. So our study is about non-STEM undergrad students in the introductory biology class 101, Bio L 101. And particularly, we are interested in studying who are they before they come to join this introductory course. We want to know their confidence in biological concepts and their science literacy and their perception on role of AI learning tools before and after they have taken the class. Okay, so in terms of the purpose of non-STEM majors in Bio-L course is that it is to support their public science literacy to improve their engagement in biology. But there are some challenges they face in this for the instructors in this course. The fact that the non-majors in this course, they have a low interest, low confidence level, and they perceived low perceived relevance to whichever major they are having. And then so there is this need for positive attitude change and also improve their STEM self-efficacy. And but then also sometimes England and all study have found out that students who participate in an active learning, they may trigger anxiety and disengagement. So that's kind of a challenges identified. So some of what the literature had informed in terms of suggested pedagogical approaches for this introductory biology course is perhaps active methods such as flipped classroom, game-based learning, and the storytelling will help. And then also to use anxiety mitigation strategies, such as creating a support-seeking classroom community, although it's a big lecture course, and also self-reliance skills and encourage behaviors, information-seeking behaviors. And additionally, in this big lecture course, AI enhanced learning is also one of the suggestions. So for instance, AI enriched textbooks improve knowledge retention. Also perhaps like incorporating chat box, since it boosts learning, self-efficacy, and motivation, that may be also helpful. So we had from this literature, from the challenges that facing this introductory biology course, we had like a really basic three questions from the get-go. So the first research question we had was, who are they? Who are the students who come to this introductory biology course? So what are the demographics, their academic backgrounds, what kind of learning style, learning preferences, and their perceptions of biology among these non-major students. So this will inform the course design and tailored towards those their needs. And the second research question we had is that, well, okay, so then what about their confidence level and interest level in biological concepts before and after the course, in order to understand the baseline attitudes and identify areas need to support. And then lastly, we want to know how the students perceive and respond to using AI learning tools in Biology 1010. So in order to evaluate the AI's role in enhancing engagement and learning for non-majors. Okay. So in terms of big context for biology, BioL 1010, it is, again, introductory biology course for non-majors. So it's very, very interdisciplinary at ISU, Iowa State University, United States of America. And it is an enormously big lecture course, both has in-person and online course. It serves over 900 students per year. And so like you can see in this table, this is like really gist of the structure of the course and concept they are learning. So it covers over 39 major biology concepts across lectures, and so what they will do, they will learn these concepts and they will take the exam, they will learn next concept, they'll take the exams. So they will have these exams as open exams and then across lectures. Okay. And so the year that we actually this study is implemented, the focus topics we had on mind is the non-STEM majors, their science literacy, confidence, and engagement, and to aim fostering engaged science literate citizens. And the required textbook is by Macmillan publisher, What is Life? J. Phelan, author by. And another optional that students can take this particular year is our team has developed a STEAM lead AI. This is a self-assessment learning tool. So we didn't force them to use it. What we did is here, this is an optional tool, AI tool. Before you're taking your exam, you can actually test yourself within a safe environment and see whether you have understand that particular concept. And this STEM-led AI has very immediate, it provides immediate feedback, and then it's just very tailored towards individual need in a way. Do you want question sets is a story based, or do you want question sets more multiple choice tests? And then that's kind of very optional thing that they could take. Okay, and in terms of data collection, it's a big lecture course. We have visited the course multiple times to volunteer. They do not have any participant incentives, so we were able to only have 53 non-major students agreed to participate. It is ILB approved, and the data collection method was pathway secured qualtrics and pre and post survey. So each one takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and we also had invited anybody who volunteered for an interview session, and like a 5+ instructor had volunteered. So at the end of the semester, we had a one-on-one session about an hour, so a total of 6 hours, audio recorded session and transcribed later. We use rev.com for that. And in terms of the nature of a pre and post survey, there's a 9 items, 4 Likert scale to answer the research question we had, and then 5 open-ended questions. Okay. And then in terms of the main focus there is biological knowledge and AI learning tool experience, and to figure out where they're at pre and post in terms of science literate identity. Okay. So here, in terms of data analysis, we use just a very basic descriptive quantitative analysis. And then for the qualitative data, we use color-coded thematic analysis, which is very, very classic way to find major themes, okay? So that this is a snapshot of our survey tool, and then this is a one snapshot of how our research assistants and come together and engage in a data analysis. Okay, so in terms of findings from the pre-survey, in terms of to the research question number 1, the students who come to the BioL 1010, the majority of them, they are again non-STEM major, 80% from agriculture related majors. It's not surprising because Iowa State University is known for its agricultural advancement. And then secondly, many were really high academic performance, so above GPA 3.6. And in terms of their preferred learning style, they prefer visualization, hands-on activities, and group work. Some reported to facing technical resource barriers, which affected their access to learning. Okay, in terms of findings to the research question number 2, in terms of the confidence and interest levels, most students report that moderate confidence and moderate interest. So it's kind of neutral before they entering this course. And but then what's interesting is very confident students, they didn't always show high interest. And also students describe biology as interesting but very difficult. And when we probe in terms of what do you mean by that difficult, they said, well, terminology is challenging. Visualizing all these processes is difficult, and also the time that since the last biology course they have taken is also, there's this gap between that. Okay. So this is the figure summary of participants' most and least favorite biology concepts. So the blue bar represents favorite biology concepts, and then orange color describes least favorite biological concepts. So this, although it's kind of really everywhere, it kind of helps instructors in terms of designing of their lessons and where to put the concept and how to kind of structure their course. So that's that. This table shows the actual raw data, respondents' comments on biology, science, citizenship skills, and prior learning experiences before they come to it. So on this section, how their thoughts and feelings about biology, their perceived skills and knowledge to engage in the wider community in terms of discussion for the biology concepts, and in what ways we ask the current education prepare them to engage in this kind of thing. So it's just to show the taste of the raw data. So for the pre-survey answer to the question number 3, how students perceive AI as a learning tool? Well, there's this mixed or neutral attitude towards AI, and but then students with a prior AI experience had more positive views. We thought that was really quite interesting. And when we probed further about their perceived benefits, they said, well, AI can explain concepts and helps idea generation, and it's convenient. And most really highlighted concerns over AI is, well, they perceive that as a cheating, trustworthiness of it because it's biased, the big data they use, and it has these math limitations. Okay, but then many empathize the need for a clear guidance and support in terms of AI usage in a particular course. So this is the bar graph showing attitude towards AI learning tool among respondents. And the blue, take a look at this positive attitude, AI, neutral, and negative. And the blue represents with respondents with prior AI experience. And then the orange color represents without AI experience. And what for us, what was really helpful, take a look at the neutral. And then the one without AI experience, they actually have this neutral attitude. So more chance to sway them to have the positive attitude, because that's kind of our team's advocate. Okay. And so from the post-survey results about biological concepts and confidence, so now you have taken this course, and there's this optional AI tool that you could use before preparation for your quiz. Has your biological concepts changed? How about your confidence? Is there any change? Well, there's no shift in interest change, but appreciation of the biology in human life has increased. And then also the appreciation towards the instructor. And also there's this increased confidence in biology. So more students reported that moderate to high confidence in core concepts. And in terms of engagement in broader communities, they felt more prepared, but still not motivated to engage due to a lack of personal interest. And others reported that there's no engagement, no change in engagement readiness. So that's something to mark. In terms of from the post-survey AI perception and usage, they had mixed feelings about AI. So they are curious but cautious. They have concerns that AI-generated questions felt too shallow. And quite surprisingly to us, the fact that we were really out there, asked them to use this optional AI learning tool, self-assessment tool, they actually desire more human interaction and team-based learning. And for us, that was, what is this? Why this is the case? Or something for us to really puzzles about this. But then it's very understanding that the fact that they are freshmen, they are looking for belonging. And then big lecture course, they get lost. And in terms of pros and cons of AI, and they said AI can be seen as efficient, but often inaccurate. And then also helpful for idea generation, but requires fact checking. Also, most of them, they actually, when I ask AI, do you mean by Google? So confused about AI and web tools such as Google. And in terms of barriers to AI use, I will show you right after this about the raw data. They said never heard of it. So these are MZ generations. They said never heard of it. And then they said they prefer familiar tools like Quizlet and Google. And also what they said is, you know what, textbook and lecture, I don't have to worry about getting good grades for quiz. So they felt text focus is sufficient. They felt no need to use AI. So that was that. So this is a raw data. Take a look at the AI experience from the respondent. None, 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 none. Yeah. So it was quite interesting. We thought MG generation is using ChatGPT is every time, every single time, but that wasn't the case. Okay. In terms of AI tools and future integration, they when we asked about AI supported learning tool, that STEAM Loop, the optional AI tool, they said they used the tool and they said, well, I actually prefer professor or classmate interaction for clarification. That's this self-assessment tool. And also when AI is used, it's only for the understanding for terms and correcting mistakes. Okay. And also for the AI textbook, the Macmillan textbook is also comes with a lot of AI features. But textbook AI, such as adaptive quizzes and learning curves, it has a lot of very, very interesting features there, but barely mentioned it. It barely, when we asked, well, how about the textbook AI? Have you used that? Barely mentioned. And they said the textbook perceived as very challenging, but necessary to get their exam scores high. And also the most of students that we interviewed, they couldn't articulate future AI usage, and some saw potential in exam preparation and information delivery, but that was it. But what we have found out at the end, particularly from the interviewees, they said they want human connection, human interaction. Okay, again, mind you, these are freshman students, right? And so they desire for more group discussion and then more interactive tasks over this automated quizzes. Okay, and also, so for the conclusion, so with all these pre and post and these findings, we thought, there are majority of freshmen, and they many come from these agriculture related areas. And then so that means the class really reflects multidisciplinary academic diversity. So, and then it also has very varying degrees of biology preparation. So it needs the differentiated instruction. So in terms of academic and performance adjustment, again, many had high GPAs. But then the sophomore students who are few in this course, they have wider ranges of GPA. So that could be a possible challenge. In terms of equity, access and equity, again, some students actually lack the reliable technology and also the community resources, okay? And so need additional support for systems and to improve equity in learning. In terms of learning preferences, there is a strong desire preference for visual and hands-on learning. And so perhaps the blended instructional approach, it will be effective for this particular group of students. Okay. And in terms of the confidence versus interest, because they're confident but they're not interested, right? So we found the confidence alone doesn't boost the engagement. So there's this need for more active, relevant instruction. And in terms of attitude towards AI, we knew from the data, our data, the students with AI experience, they viewed it more positively, but there's this concern over accuracy, cheating, and trust. So it is the clear AI integration guidelines are needed. Okay, so I think my time is almost running out. In terms of learning challenges in biology, again, biology is seen as interesting but difficult. Challenges is that the long gaps between since last course they have taken, the concepts are very abstract, so the instruction should be focused on bridging those gaps and scaffolding and learning. So in terms of essential skills for engagement for the broader community later, for them to science literate citizenship is stay open-minded, communication skills, and scientific literacy as a really important thing. Okay, and then those things all should be integrated in the biology introductory course. Okay, so for AI integration is that use AI for concept reinforcement project support, but then address concerns via clear guidelines that that academic integrity policies. Okay, so for our implications is that boosting interest and confidence both at the same time is important, and then supporting students, particularly for this interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary introductory students, is important with scaffolding and encouragement, and also at the same time building essential skills for them to actually engage in a meaningful community-based learning in terms of communication, discussion, collaboration, and engagement. For future research for us is studying the long-term impact of AI and instructional strategy on non-majors is important. Okay, that's it. Any questions?